So here's a wild tour story with me and Foreign Exchange. This was back in 2009. I've actually been on tour with FE since 2008. So it's like we on 10 years now. So 2009, we get ready to go to Toronto from Detroit. Everything is cool. We riding up. We went through not the entrance through the city, from the city, but the one that's kind of north where you got to take 94 up. So we taking 94 up, and I'm in the car. I've got the bass player. I've got the drummer, and I'm kind of sitting there, and the drummer was like, "Yo, man, you know, I had something on my record from like '98. You know, I don't know if it's gone or not." And I'm like, "What we gonna get?" Well, I don't know what we gonna get when we get to this border. So we get to the border, and sure enough, you know, they asked the first van to pull over, and they asked our van to pull over. So as we pull over, you know, we just all sitting in there. It's like 8 of us sitting in there just as a collective. I mean, we could have gave a hell of a concert in the customs office if we wanted to. So they take all our passports. Probably about 20 minutes later, they point at the drummer, bring him back, and I was like, "Oh shit, this for that 98. This for that 98 joint." Turns out he had a charge from like the week before. It was like possession, you know what I mean? Like, you know, but it was small. You know what I mean? It was like weed or something like that. Either way it goes, they wouldn't let him into the country. So the first van went to Toronto. They went to the venue. The bass player, had to find him a hotel just across the border in Michigan so that we can drop him off. Then when we play the show in Toronto, you know, with another drummer, once we come back to circle through Michigan to go to Chicago, we just pick him up. So they gave us this like pink slip or something. Like, I should have known then. They gave us this pink slip. They was like, "Just give this to the customs when you go back across into the U.S." And we was like, "Okay, cool." They was like, "You should be good." I was like, "Okay." Man, we went across, they gave them that pink slip. They was like, "We want y'all to pull over there." I was like, "God damn." So we pull over. They brought us into the U.S. side office. We was in there for about an hour and 15 minutes. They had us running through declaration, all this other stuff. We look outside. They had all our van doors open, ran the dogs through the car. I'm sitting there like, "Yo, like we citizens. Like, I'd expect this on that side. We're citizens." Nothing. They wasn't trying to hear it. So they held us up for an hour and a half. We finally get over there. Finally get to Michigan. Finally find a hotel. Dropped him off at the hotel. Came back through. Now, when we went back through Canada, it wasn't nothing. It was cool. I guess they was familiar with us by then. We was on first name basis at that point. So we trying to figure out what's going on. We like, okay, what drummer what drummer we gonna have now? Then we heard about, we had a drummer coming from Detroit. He got up to customs, and they were like, "Where are you going?" And he was like, "The Foreign Exchange show." And they were like, "Are you going there or are you playing?" And he was like, "I'm just going." And I think they like looked in his car, saw like some drumsticks. It was like, I mean, it was something out of a movie, man. Saw some drumsticks, and they was like, "No, you're not. You're playing." I don't even know why they didn't want, like, we need a player. I don't know why they didn't want him to go over there. So they didn't let his ass over either. And then I think they ended up like I don't know if they banned him from the country. It was something crazy, man. So we finally make it into Toronto. Right now we're on drummer number 3. So drummer number 3 comes in, and he was a recommendation. Drummer number 3 comes in. He starts setting up, me and the bass player looking like, this ain't looking good. Like, we can just tell by the setup. And I don't even know dude's name, so I can't even put his name out there, thankfully, because it would be bad. He started setting the shit up, like he had the bass drum, snare was here, but the hi-hat was like all the way up here. We were sitting there like, how he gonna play this shit? Like, he gonna play this like this? Like, it was wild. So we started with House of Cards. With House of Cards is in 7. So we was like, if he can hit House of Cards, then maybe we got a prayer. Hit House of Cards, man, that shit was sounding like, it sounded like just a traffic accident. And so, and then like another drummer came in that was a recommendation, and the DJ got on the mic, and he was like, "Oh, that was bad." And we sitting there like, damn, the DJ talking shit about my man drumming? And then he started like, he he clowning, but he like setting up a competition. He was like, oh, the other drummer's here, and the other drummer's about to play. And I'm sitting there like, man, this is already bad. Like, Cats is already on edge because now we got this intricate show that we've got to teach to somebody during sound check. So the other cat comes in, my man takes his high-ass hi-hat down, moves his drums out the way, rolls out. Other cat comes in, sets up, and he's actually dope. So we was like, cool. So like through the whole show, me and the bass player were kind of coaching him through. We turning around, you know, giving him the hit signal. Like, we are literally coaching my man through an entire foreign exchange show, which I never thought was ever possible. But that was drummer number 4. And that was our wild-ass Toronto foreign exchange story from 2009.